Hey, get closer and listen to this guy.
Sometimes the behavior you frustrated with in your kids is something that they learn from you. Parents say things like this: why does my child talk like that? Why is my child always yelling? Why does my child shut down instead of communicating? Those are some real frustrations. But children don't learn behaviors primarily through instructions. They learn it through observation. They watch how we handle stress. They watch how we respond when things don't go our way. And sooner or later, they're going to model what they see. And sometimes the behavior we're trying to correct in our kids is something that we unintentionally demonstrated for them. That don't mean that we bad parents, though. It means we're human. And it means that parenting requires a level of self-reflection that is not comfortable at all. Because when we change how we respond, our kids will eventually change how they respond. Children don't just listen to what we say. That's an old thing. That's what we used to hear. Do as I say, don't do as I do. These kids study how we live. One of the most powerful things we can do as parents is model for them the behavior we hope to see from them. If this gave you a different perspective, send this to one of your parent friends who didn't ask, why does my kid act like that? I love you. I'm praying for you, and I'm going to see you next time.
Send this to all the parents if that made sense to you. I'm glad this guy is actually sharing the same perspective we share in these conversations of ours, that we are the role models to our children. And children don't actually learn from what we tell them. They learn through observation of how we live our life. And so, most of the things that frustrates you in your children are the things that you taught them. Of course, you didn't teach them willingly. It's some things are things that you actually taught them unknowingly. How? Because you live them. And children look at you, observe what you do, then they learn from that. But because we have actually not looked inwardly into ourselves and done what we call self-reflection, we are unaware of those things. And so when we see them in our children, it frustrates us. And we don't actually understand that what our children are showing us is a replica of what we live. We are the ones who model the life that they live. And so it's a challenge to you as a parent that do this that is very difficult to be done by so many people. Self-reflection. Look inwardly. See what are those things that you wouldn't like your children to behave or your children to have, so that you work on yourself, so that in the process of modeling a life that you want your children to live, you are actually showing them the right things and the right way to live. And so I'll always call upon you as a parent, do the work on yourself. Make sure that you actually develop yourself. Become the best version of you, so that your children can learn from the best version. And that way, we give our children the best chance and that privilege to actually learn to live life in the best possible way.